Have you ever had someone in your life who makes you feel smaller every time you talk to them? You end up apologizing, even when you didn't do anything wrong. Then you spend the rest of the day replaying the conversation, asking yourself, am I really the problem? Here's the scary part. That person doesn't have to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. They don't have to be your enemy either. It could be your best friend, your boss, a coworker, or even someone in your own family. In psychology, there's no official diagnosis called a toxic person. But there are toxic behaviors that, when they happen over and over, can seriously damage your confidence, your mental health, and the way you see yourself. In this video, we're going through 10 psychology-backed toxic behaviors. And more importantly, I'll show you what you can actually do to protect yourself. Let's get started. 1. They make you question your own reality. Gaslighting. Every time you bring up something hurtful they did, they tell you, you're imagining things. You're too sensitive. That never happened. After a while, you stop trusting your memory, your feelings, even your own judgment. That's called gaslighting. 2. They control everything. They always want to know where you are, who you're talking to, who you're texting, why you're late. And somehow, but real care makes you feel safe. Control makes you feel trapped. 3. Everything is always your fault. No matter what happens, somehow, it becomes your fault. They're angry. Your fault. They're unhappy. Your fault. The relationship is falling apart. Still your fault. Taking responsibility isn't really their thing. 4. They constantly put you down. They make fun of your dreams, your appearance, your opinions, your achievements. And if you get upset, they'll just say, I was only joking. But if the joke keeps hurting you, it's not really a joke. 5. They don't respect your boundaries. You say, no. They hear, try harder. They invade your privacy. They interfere with your decisions. They act like they own your time and your life. 6. They slowly isolate you. Little by little, you stop talking to your friends. You stop seeing your family. You stop spending time with people who support you. Until one day, they're the only person left in your world. 7. They play hot and cold. One day, they make you feel like you're everything. The next day, they barely acknowledge you. So you spend your energy chasing the version of them that used to be kind. 8. They treat you with contempt. Not just criticism. Disrespect. Mocking. Looking down on you. Making you feel like you're beneath them. Research has linked this kind of behavior to deeply unhealthy relationships. 9. They twist the truth. They change the story. Deny things they clearly said. Rewrite what happened. Until you're sitting there wondering if you're losing your mind. 10. They leave you emotionally exhausted. After spending time with them, you don't feel happy. You don't feel peaceful. You feel drained, anxious, emotionally exhausted. And that's a sign you shouldn't ignore. Now maybe you're thinking, easy. I'll just walk away. Sometimes, that's the right choice. But here's the hardest question in this entire video. What if the toxic person is your mom? Your dad? Your brother? Your sister? Or someone in your family? You can't always just leave. And that's exactly where psychology gives a different answer than social media. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, doesn't start by trying to change the other person. Because you can't control someone else's behavior. What you can control is how much power their words have over you. Imagine your mom says, "You're a failure," or "You'll never be successful." CBT doesn't tell you to believe her. It doesn't tell you to fight with her either. Instead, it asks you to stop and question the thought. What's the evidence that I'm actually a failure? What's the evidence that I'm not? Is this a fact? Or just someone else's opinion? Because constant criticism can create automatic thoughts like, "I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. Everything is my fault." CBT teaches you to notice those thoughts, instead of automatically believing them. Over time, it helps you replace painful core beliefs. Instead of thinking, "My worth depends on making my parents happy," you learn something healthier. "My parents' opinion matters, but it does not define my value as a person." Then comes healthy boundaries. Boundaries don't mean being rude. They don't mean you hate your family. They simply mean protecting your mental health. Sometimes that means ending a conversation when it turns into insults. Sometimes it means refusing to argue. Because not every argument is worth winning. In relationships filled with criticism and manipulation, trying to prove yourself over and over again usually hurts you more than it helps. Finally, build your confidence somewhere else. Through your goals, your work, your skills, your achievements, and the people who truly support you. Don't let your self-worth depend on someone who may never be satisfied. And remember this: not everyone in your life will change, but you can always choose how much access they have to your peace of mind.